Okay, yay, I'm live now. Awesome. Welcome. I'm so excited to be here with all of you at the Summer Self-Care Summit. I've been looking forward to this, and I'm really excited that Brittany invited me to be a speaker here. She is incredible, and I love that everything that she has to offer over at Teaching Mind, Body, and Soul and her podcast and everything. So my session at the Summer Self-Care Summit is all about owning your wins as a teacher. And this is a presentation that I've done a few times, but the reason I wanted to do it here is because this is something that I really believe every teacher needs to know. And I did this one last week at an event called Show Up for Teachers in person. And for that, I wanted them to have a handout that they could fill out as I was presenting. So I made this really cute new handout, and I just got the link to Brittany, so all of you can have access to it too. So if some of you here attended my event last month, or some of you might know me. I know I've seen some of your faces in the group who I know. I have a new handout, and I'm going to show you it here. It's not even in the pre-recorded session because I made it since then. So I'm really excited to kind of show you how you can use it to help you own your wins as a teacher. And here we go. Yeah, Brittany is on it. So let me share my screen here. So this is a PDF, and Brittany is working on getting it into the Facebook group and, not into the Facebook group, into your actual portal where you're watching. So whether you have the just regular pass or you have the all access pass, this will be there soon. And when I'm done, I will also upload it into the Facebook group too, so you can easily find it there. So you can have multiple ways to access it. But what I did here is first, there are just some note pages. So you can take notes as you're watching the session, and I'm not going to repeat everything here because I really would love for you to go in and actually watch that session, just like everybody else. You'll want to watch these lives. You can kind of ask your questions here, but in the session, you'll learn so much. I have these prepared slides that have lots of content and tips that you'll really want to be able to know and utilize. But here is where I kind of break down how just kind of others have been saying too, I want you to not just watch this session, but I want you to be able to put it to action. And that's what this handout is about. So in my session, I talked about a concept called the gap and the gain. And I'll just give you a quick summary here. So when you are in it's kind of like how you're looking at your life. So no matter what, we're right here. Okay, let's say we're teaching, you're on your first or third or 30th year teaching, whatever, wherever you're at, you're right here. And we can always look ahead at, I want to do this. I want to do that. I want to get better at this. I want to get better at that. But we can also look back and be like, let's look how far we've come. Let's, see how far we've come. And that is where we want to look. So the gap is where you're looking at where you are versus where you want to be. Not that we don't want to set goals and everything, but this is what you're measuring. You're like, it's that constantly moving goalpost. I want to be better at this. I want to be better at that. I'm never good enough. I'm not enough. Things like that. Have you ever thought anything like this? I'm not enough. Or why does this teacher do this thing better than me? Or, any of those things. Let me know in the chat. And, and I need to hit this join the chat button, I think. I've actually never been on this side of StreamYard, but I see Brittany's comment, so maybe I don't need to do anything. Okay, I'm not worrying about that. Sorry about that. But what you can do here is you can write down your 15 wins that you've had over the past year, and you probably have more than 15. So write your top 15. Just take some time to think about it. All the things that have gone right in the last school year that you've accomplished, that you can be like, wow, last year I did this really well. And sometimes we like to look at all the things we think we didn't do well, but this is a mindset exercise to help you look at what you did well. And I realized I did just kind of jump into this. I didn't introduce myself. So what I'm teaching you all this because I am a certified life coach. I certified through the Life Coach School. And what I do is I serve teachers with life coaching, with time-saving resources to help you live your best teacher life. So that is what I'm here. I was just really excited to dive right into this content about helping you look at your wins and giving you actionable strategies to do that. Okay, the next thing is looking at 15 things you are grateful for. So I would love for you to take a moment to reflect on everything that you're grateful for this year. And in my session, I share this amazing quote from Brene Brown. I'm not going to share it here again because I want you to watch that session and hear it. But it's such an incredible quote that reminds us about not just having an attitude of gratitude, but a practice of gratitude. Actually doing it, thinking and saying out loud, what am I grateful for? Or I am grateful for fill in the blank. And that's what we're doing here. So we want to think of another 15 things that we're grateful for. And then finally, and Brittany says it's already in your portal. She is on it. And then finally, this is where the magic happens, in my opinion. This is where you can track your wins each and every day. So this is kind of a process adapted from the book, The Gap and the Gain. And I talk about this in depth during my session that you have access to that you can watch. But what I recommend doing is picking just 3 things per day that you are going to accomplish. I already know what you're thinking. Are you arguing with me on this? Are you like, wait, I need to get more than 3 things done? Who's arguing with me on that? You're like, no, I have way more than 3 things I need to do. Here's the key. We want to pick only 3. That is our top priority. And this is, for one, it's an exercise in prioritizing. And 2, we're picking 3 things and we're not making them like big overarching things that should be broken down into like 20 things. We're picking 3 individual items that like, I'm going to do this and this and this today. Now, this helps you prioritize, know what your very most important things are. But then when you go into the second section, which is where you journal about how your day went, as long as I've been doing this process, and I've been doing it for a while, pretty much have always done those 3 things. And the few times I haven't, there's been like a very genuine good reason for it that I felt good about. So usually when you're journaling about, you're like, yeah, I did all of those 3 things. And I did, and you get to even write other things you did, and then just kind of write about how your day went and kind of process your day. And it feels so much better to be like, I did all 3 things, and guess what else I did? I did this and this and this. I got like 6 things done today, not just the 3. Where if you wrote a to-do list of 20 things and you got 6 done, you'd be like, oh, well, I only got 6 done. I was supposed to get 20 things done. And in that case, you probably weren't being realistic with yourself. But so many of us do this. And that is why this process is so helpful. It helps us narrow in, it helps us prioritize, and it helps us to be able to track our wins as we go. And what I love about this, like if you do it in a journal or if you print these out and like staple them together or put them in a binder, is you can go back and you can look at what you did even just earlier in the week and look at how much you accomplished in just one week. And it's crazy how often I will look through mine and I'll be like, it's Friday. And I'm like, oh, wow. Like I didn't realize how much I accomplished this week. Like that thing that was on my to-do list on Monday, that like if I think about it, that feels like it was like 2 weeks ago or something, because I've accomplished so much since then. Like our days, as teachers, we're like, boom, 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 boom. And we don't always take that time to actually acknowledge the things we're doing. We just move on to the next thing. And that's what this is about, is acknowledging all those things that we're doing and how far we've come and how we are winning and how we are doing awesome. And then from that point, we can still try to improve and make goals. Like we're teachers, we're lifelong learners. We're always going to want to do that. But this is what is going to help us to be able to get in that frame of mindset where we're owning our wins all along the way. Now, if anybody has any questions, I will watch the comments. I would love to answer any of your questions along the way, but I will just keep on going with this too. So the other thing we have here is our habit tracker, which as you are working on your goals, like, your wins and everything, tracking your habits can help you feel like a little win each day as you're working on those habits. So like if one of your goals, for example, is to lose weight or something, and you like write down your food diary or whatever, and you get to mark it off each day. And that shows like your progress, your wins all along the way as you're able to mark those off. So that's why I included this habit tracker in here. And when you print this out, you can always I just put one of each page, but you can print out as many of these as you want in order to use them. Now, the final thing, and this is another thing I didn't have ready in time for the self-care summit, but I'm pretty sure this is it's after this event. So we are doing a free 3-day teacher transformation. Would love for you to sign up and join. So that is linked in here. We're doing lots of giveaways. I'm teaching my full mindset model that I use as a life coach. I'm co-teaching it with my amazing collaborator, Chrissy Nichols. And you'll get our, and this was from I realized I should have edited this for all of you. This is from the in-person event I did last week. Obviously, you can't stop by our booth, but you can just click on here to sign up. And I also have a podcast. It is called Wife, Teacher, Mommy, the podcast. I would love for you to listen to it and let me know what else you would like for me to do a podcast about. You can email me at hello@wifeteachermommy.com or DM me on Instagram. I would love to support you in many different kinds of ways. And okay, Brittany, I think, one thing I wanted to show you quick. Okay, so here is when you click on that 3-day teacher transformation, you'll get our teacher essentials bundle just for signing up. And this is all free. We'll be giving away a laminator on day 1, and you'll get our word practice games. This is all free. Teacher bag and backpack we're giving away on day 2, and binding machine on day 3. So this is info about that. So if you're loving the Teacher Self-Care Summit, that is my freebie that I have. I didn't have a freebie in my session, so I wanted to mention it now. I had a free code that you could use if you wanted to apply it to our membership, but I didn't have a freebie ready for you yet. So now we've got one. So excited about that. And that is all I need to share on my screen, Brittany. So you could probably take that down now. The other thing I wanted to show all of you is we donated a prize today, which is our amazing teacher planner that we've done. So we're giving away one of these babies to one of you. So I want you to do that bingo board that Brittany's put together, because when you do that and when you comment on that thread, you'll be entered to win this planner. And usually people kind of like to see inside. So it comes in green or pink or blue. We're going to let our winner pick between green and pink, because blue we have less stock of blue. So green or pink is what you'll get to choose from if you win. And I'll show you the pink one, because that's what Brittany has in the picture. Honestly, I love the pink one. The green is actually my favorite. So let me incentivize you to do that bingo card, because one of you is going to get this. And again, I'm watching the comments for any questions. Brittany, let me know if I'm somehow not seeing them, but I just think I don't see any yet, which is no problem. I can talk. I can do that. So we've got our teacher planner here. We're giving one of these away to somebody who does their bingo board. And it's just kind of like a hello here. This is like how you can use it, how you can use your planner. It's like a nice leather here. Really nice. And there's it's full color throughout. And we've got these 3 ribbon bookmarks, so you can mark different sections in the planner. But the thing that I wanted to do with this planner is I feel like every teacher planner has the pages you'd expect in a teacher planner, right? Grading pages, your lesson planning pages, class list, communication tracker, password tracker, all that stuff. But I feel like a lot of life planners or business planners, they have goal setting pages. They have life coaching pages, planning pages. But most physical planners do not have this for teachers. And that is why we wanted to add this. So again, a lot of these pages, you have the printable versions of these from your handout, but they're in this planner. And then I even have, this is my signature goal setting process, which I talk about a little bit more on the podcast on episode 52, if you want to learn more about my goal setting process. But we break it right down in this planner. And again, we're giving away to somebody who is on there. Somebody in the comments says, this is amazing, Facebook user. Thank you, Facebook user. I love how StreamYard always says that if we don't have your name. But sorry, I can't read out your name, or I would. This is, sorry, I feel like I got something on my computer or something because it feels blurry. This is where you can kind of map out your ideal week, so you can figure out what are your contract hours, where are you fitting in your self-care each week. This isn't where you do your weekly planning. This is where you kind of visualize what your week in general will look like. So it's these are the time slots I work out. I work out on Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays, and Saturdays or something, and these are the times. Or my daughter has gymnastics on Tuesday. I'm going to put that in here because I know that's here every week. Caroline said this is amazing. Haha, love it, Caroline. So this is where you can kind of map that out. We also have quotes throughout. This one's from James Clear from Atomic Habits. It says, if you get 1% better each day for 1 year, you'll end up 37 times better by the time you're done. So we're just encouraging you, those little wins, like I mentioned in my session, they add up. 1% better, one little win helps you get a lot better over time. Okay. And then here's your goal trackers. But in this planner, if you win it, you will get to we have a full year of these in here. So, and then you get to break down your goals, because it's not just like, I'm going to do this. There's like a million steps to any goal, right? So we break down each step and we have a check mark for each step, and then when we're going to finish each step of that goal setting. And we have this for 2 goals. Usually I say normally it's like 1 work goal, 1 personal goal, but it's up to you. And then here is where I talk about the power of positive thinking, which is not what my session was about this year. Maybe if Brittany brings me back next year, if she does it again, I would love to talk more about how our thoughts impact our feelings and actions and our results. Like I talked about it a little bit in my session, but this is kind of just like some sample thoughts that you can think that might help you more. Like everything is happening for me. One that I try to remind myself whenever I feel like, everything's on fire, or like my kids aren't doing what I want them to do or something, I just remind myself, nothing has gone wrong here. And I can just even feel the difference. Like, oh, nothing's gone wrong. Like these are kids acting like kids or whatever, just kind of these like redirecting thoughts that can really help. Another one is people are allowed to behave the way they want. We are allowed to react the way we want. Love is always an option. Another one is I am an incredible teacher. What if I knew exactly what to do? This question is so helpful because a lot of times we say, I don't know. But then I can't tell you how many times I've asked like a client on a call and been like, well, what if you did know? Or if you had to come up with something right now, what would it be? And they magically, like there was something hidden in there that comes out and it's like, oh, that was there all along. Like our brains are beautiful and magical. And there's usually stuff in there that we are just like have our blinders on to. So that can really help. And then you can kind of fill in your own here. And then from here, it's just kind of, again, we include all those pages you would expect in a planner. So we've got all of these. Again, you've got to fill out that bingo board because one of you is going to get one of these. If you are chosen as the winner, you will email hello@wifeteachermommy.com. And then our team will get your address and we'll get it sent to you. Just note that Monday is a holiday here in Utah, so we will probably get back to you on Tuesday if you email this weekend. And it will be most likely my amazing sister-in-law, Rachel, who works with you on that. She is awesome and she's on my team. Okay, so, and then you've got like your year at a glance. Got your monthly plan. Again, I'm just showing you all this while if you have any questions about the session too, I'm happy to answer any questions as well. This is weekly planning. So we did these boxes to kind of make it flexible for like, teachers have different things. But the thing I want to point out is that every week we have you looking at your wins. So like my session, we're talking about owning your wins. Like this is something we really, truly believe in. And then, this just kind of repeats throughout the planner, right? We have like 5 weekly pages in between the monthly pages. It's undated. Yeah, and that's so funny. Sherilyn said that right before I said that it's undated. Yeah, a lot of people have said they love that because then like if you stop using it for a bit, you can like jump right back in, or whenever you get it, you can use it too. So that's nice. And then the quote does change every week though. So you get like a new inspirational quote each. Shared brain. Yes, Sherilyn. So there's a new quote every week. Here's an example. Like I handpicked all these quotes. So I made sure there were ones that I liked. Ed Milet said, all big things come from small beginnings. The seed of every habit is a single tiny decision. But as that decision is repeated, a habit sprouts and grows stronger. So just nice quotes like that. And like, here's the next one. This is Christina Kuzmich from her book, Hold On, But Don't Hold Still. And she says, give yourself more credit than criticism and more grace than judgment. So every week you're going to get this like nice little reminder that I feel like we all need as teachers. And then Alexandra K. Trenfor says, the best teachers are those who show you where to look, but don't tell you what to see. So it's like, as we're teachers, we're like guiding our students to learn. And here's another one. There are multiple ones from Ed Milet because I love Ed Milet. Do any of you follow him? I highly recommend it if you don't, because he's just very inspirational. Another quote from him, when you're in the habit of keeping promises you make with yourself, you're on the pathway to self-confidence. And I just love that one. Brittany said, I'm obsessed with you reading it like we are in a read aloud. LOL, this planner is amazing. Yeah, I know. I've done this on a few lives, but I'm just going to pick up my planner and just start showing it to people like, here is the planner. But I'm like, we're giving one of these to one of you. So don't you want to see what you could potentially win? Like, this is motivating to do that bingo board, right? Let's do it. Let's watch those sessions and do all that stuff. Okay, another one. You are making a difference in a child's life every day. And Dr. Lori Friesen from episode 38 of the podcast said, I believe classroom management can be fun. We just have to find these little hacks and little ways to bring a little bit more light and joy into our classrooms. Brittany says, absolutely, get in your bingo board. So it continues. Brene Brown. Okay, who loves Brene? I think I already mentioned her once. I can't go live without mentioning Brene Brown, I swear. But here's another quote from her. She said, we must be guardians of our spaces that allow students to breathe, be curious, and to explore the world and be who they are without suffocation. They deserve one place where they can rumble with vulnerability and their hearts can exhale. That is from Daring Classroom. So she has like a study of her book, Daring Greatly, that's specifically for teachers. So, I mean, that is amazing too. I love Brene. We could probably do I feel like Brittany and I at some point should do a book club or something, because we talked about this on a podcast that Brittany and I did together. We are both obsessed with books, and that's why it was so fun to pick out all these quotes too. So it kind of continues throughout the planner. And then at the very end, there's a full calendar year, because we know that you don't need just 9 months like some calendars do. This is not just for a school year, you need a full year, Caroline says, how much time would you recommend focusing in on goals, affirmations, teacher wins, etc. each day? So, I mean, I think that is honestly partially a personal question to you, because what might be great for somebody might feel overwhelming and too much for somebody else. I think for me, that journal practice is 5 minutes each night. It's not very difficult. It's a really easy, maintainable thing for me as a busy mom and a teacher and all the things that we do. I feel you just want to find something manageable that can become a habit, because I'm going to do an hour a day or something that's, for a lot of us not attainable. So I think just thinking of I'm going to do that journal, the wins thing that I shared on that handout for 5 minutes a day or something. But the other thing, I mean, it's kind of twofold, because also I've made this mindset practice for me, just a habit. So I notice when I'm thinking certain things, I'm oh, wait, I'm redirecting. So you can kind of take certain time to be super intentional about it. But it's also just taking a moment to breathe, or taking a moment to notice I'm feeling frustrated right now. Okay, what is causing me to feel this frustration, and kind of just recentering yourself. And Brittany Blackwell just said, our co-hosted episode went live on the Resilient Teacher podcast today. Yes. So Brittany and I, we did a really fun episode where we co-hosted it together. It was both of our first times co-hosting. We both interviewed people, but this we didn't have questions. We were just talking. And I mean, I think it was a lot of fun. At first we were kind of I think it was really good. So, but we're definitely going to do it again sometime too. So hopefully, Caroline, hopefully that answered your question. But I think it's also even just asking yourself, what feels doable for me right now? That I can make a habit, where I can do it every single day. And you can also set a minimum baseline, is what I call it. My minimum baseline, my minimum is I'm going to spend 1 minute writing down one win. And that is something I can do every day, no matter what. And then on other days, you're okay, I'm going to do I'm going to do even more. I have lots of time to journal, lots of time to think about this, maybe on a Saturday or maybe during the summer. But a minimum baseline can be at minimum, I'm going to do this. And when I can, I'm going to do even more. So I love the concept of a minimum baseline. This is what I'm going to do every day, absolutely no matter what. And then you can always do more. And Brittany said about our co-hosted episode, a way to feel you're sitting down with your two teacher besties. Yes. I feel that too. It was so much fun. We should definitely do it again. Okay, I feel like that was good. I'm really excited about the planner, giving it to one of you. So be sure to check it out. The bingo board, we're giving it away. And then if you don't win and you're oh, wait, I want to see more, or you want to see more about the planner or whatever, just go to wifeteachermommy.com. It's on the homepage. If you scroll, you'll find it. It's easy to find, but yeah, we are going to give one to one of you here. So, yeah, that is everything that I have today, unless anybody has additional questions before we go. I hope that you all have an incredible weekend. Happy Friday. I I hope that you enjoy watching all the sessions, that there are so many amazing presenters here. I'm just so happy to be in all their company and honored to be with such amazing people, both the presenters and all of you here. So thank you. Thank you. This was great. So Brittany, is it okay if we end a couple minutes early?